guy sitting in a dark room that smells like bad cucumbers.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Inconceivable!
Now featuring 11 listeners.
This is the Unique Geek.
You slimy scumbag, get on your face and give me 25.
This is the Unique Geek.
And welcome to another edition of 50 Days of Dragon Con, the podcast that is current as of right now. And joining me, as always, well, not as always, because she did abandon me in the last podcast, and that's to everyone's detriment, especially mine. Lee, how you doing?
Hello! I wasn't here because I took a itty bitty tiny vacation where I stayed. When I got where I was, I stayed where I was, and we only stopped at gas stations to get gas. So it was as safe as humanly possible. And
So you got some sand between your toes, right?
I got some sand between my toes, and I put my feet in salty water, and it was very, very nice. That's the great thing about going after schools have started in the South, is that there are many fewer people in that big open area that is sandy.
Yes.
Which is yay. Yeah, pretty much everybody who was there either had very little people that aren't school age, or you could tell from an accent they were not from the South. So, which is cool. I grew up, I know Pennsylvania, so I was born there. Yeah.
Okay, so you went to the ocean, right? You went to the.
I went to the ocean.
Okay.
To
Nice.
the ocean, and then I drove home today. This is the 17th, Tuesday, through the last of Fred. Now, how are you doing with all of the tropical stormies that are going this, that, and everywhere?
As is typical for the Tampa Bay area,
Mm-hmm.
things just go around us. They just.
Oh wow, that's nice.
So yeah, so it's not. I mean, we had some rainy days, but again, it's just there's always rainy days here. So
There's a lot of rain. And
Yeah.
but it was good. And yeah, I heard you had problems pressing buttons on Saturday.
yeah. So what I've learned is through the course of this, especially since we've expanded it to be also a visual medium, is that my ability to do all the extra stuff when you're not here to keep things going is
Problematic?
Is more difficult. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Well, that's good.
But I missed you. But that's the reality, is that I just missed you.
I missed you too.
Now I will start to I only missed you a small bit because you're short. See, that was more for just to make it seem like I'm not really that sentimental of a guy. But
I am squishing your head. I'm squishing.
so there's some news today from Dragon Con.
Oh boy, is there-
Literally like an hour ago.
Yeah, literally
Well,
like an hour ago.
You may have known it before that because of being a director, but
No.
no. Oh, I was surprised to everyone.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll ask our guests too if we're surprised to them.
So as of today, and I am going to read the exact update. This is Tuesday, August 7th.
Probably for the best.
That's what I'm going to do. Is as the number of COVID-related cases continues to climb, it has become clear that we need to update our health and safety protocols with with the Delta variant causing more COVID-19 cases worldwide, including breakthrough infections of vaccinated individuals. We must make changes to our COVID protocols, including requiring all attendees who attend the live convention, they do have convention, to show proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test before entering the convention. So, as of August 17th, right now, you need to bring proof of vaccination, or a negative test, or, because somebody else said it, a statement from a doctor saying you can't get vaccinated. There are some people, due to their health status, can't.
Well, yeah,
So-
and we'll. I don't want to. Again, we'll save this for which is possibly too late at that point. But I'm not sure because there's some not 100% clarity on, at least from what I've read, on whether having a doctor's note that you can't get vaccinated means that you can't get a test.
That doesn't mean
So,
I know people
yeah.
who are unvaccinated who have still can get a negative test. So there's that. I know there are some other questions. I'm putting them in a list. We do have a directors group that many of us are sending them forward on. So as of today, Tuesday, August 17th, masked no matter what, 24/7 at con. Vaccinated or proof of negative test. And the vaccinated is either your card or something you can show on your iPhone. So there you go.
Yeah,
Your
and you need an
iPhone
ID.
or
You
your-
need an ID with that too that matches the
yes,
name on that
and you got to have ID.
image. Yeah.
Or
Which you have to have anyway. By the way, because they're again, this is all new, so please keep an eye
Brand new.
on the official Facebook page for
exactly.
Dragon Con. But right now, you have to show it at registration, which I assume is still going to be true regardless of what I say.
Right.
So you need an ID anyway to get your pick up your tickets anyway. Pick up your membership, your badge.
Membership, not a ticket. Membership, and
Yeah.
they're volunteers, not
They're
any
volunteer.
other word.
They don't work for you, Lee.
They don't.
We made that clear. They're volunteers that happen to be on the track that you're the director of.
I have not listened to the extract. How did I will listen to that. Or is it out yet? I don't even know if it's out yet.
It's not out in podcast form, but it is, of course, immediately available on video form. Yeah.
That's right.
So it'll go up. It'll go up tomorrow on podcast form. So
I can't wait. That'll be awesome. But
yeah. So we have a guest here today, Lee.
do we?
Yeah.
Are they already at your house?
Well, they're on their way here. Oh wait, somebody's at the door. Who is it?
Ah, it's me. And actually,
Todd.
someone is knocking on my door. Isn't that wonderful?
Is that literally what just happened? Oh my lord!
My aide is bringing me the evening meal. Absolutely true.
That's lovely.
She would not lie. Wave to the camera, gentlemen. There we go.
Hi. So, hey, Todd.
For those people that have seen me on here for the last few years, I am a person with a disability and I use aid service in my very own home. Congratulations, you're in my home.
Oh, there we
So,
go.
Yep.
yeah, and only I could provide you with actual door knocking.
It's a bit that we've been doing every single time, and this time it actually apparently works. It's
Right,
weird.
it actually works.
Freeze it up. But
They're
Plus,
coming
we'll
back.
also see when you're murdered.
Ah, so
yay. So, Todd, you are a volunteer with Disability Services.
I am indeed.
You have been on this podcast before.
Mhm.
I have laughed so hard. I thought I was going to go to the bathroom on myself. And I made sure right before I got online with you today that I went
Right.
by. So I won't
because you're
stop
laughing already, and I've been on what, like 2 minutes?
Not even. Not even. So, but now, Todd, how long have you been with Disability Services? Because
I believe this will be my 11th year.
woohoo,
Mhm.
woohoo, 11th year. And
Mhm.
now, if somebody doesn't know what Disability Services is, what is Disability Services?
Disability Services is the Dragon Con department that makes sure that Dragon Con, as a Title III entity under the Americans with Disabilities Act, provides the reasonable accommodation for programs and services that the federal law requires. More specifically, it's a group of your fellow disabled fans that want to make sure that you have... Hold on. Is my camera freezing on you? Can you guys hear me?
It's freezing a little, but we can still hear you
All right.
fine.
That's fine. As long as you can hear me, I'm good.
Yeah.
It's a group of your fellow fans with disabilities whose job it is to make sure that you have the opportunity for the same low caliber of service that any other Dragon Con member receives. You laugh every time I say that joke.
I do.
It's true.
Every
Absolutely
time
true.
I'm going to get in trouble for that joke. Somehow, I'm not going to get in trouble for that joke. I'm going to get in trouble for that joke.
Our job is to level the playing field so that you have the same opportunities at Dragon Con as everybody else. And in order to do that,
Yep.
we have certain processes to grant reasonable accommodations to folks. Most of them fall into 4 categories, and they mostly relate to seating at ballrooms. However, this year it's going to be more complicated than that because we're also handling the COVID reasonable accommodations.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting.
So
Hmm.
normally in terms of seating, we would be providing you with wheelchair seating, sightline seating,
Hmm.
which is for those folks that need access to an interpreter or a clear line of sight to stage.
2,
Proximity seating,
3.
which is access to a screen,
Mm-hmm.
and
number 4.
and our ever popular seat in line end of row, right? For those folks that need an easy way in and an easy way out.
There we go. There we
Now,
go. I'm
we
sorry.
can provide other reasonable accommodations on top of that. Like some folks get tags for their service dogs. Okay. And we tag access for service animals so that there can be a safe place for the service animals to sit. Personal care aids are handled through our office. Okay. Anything that you might need to help navigate Dragon Con and have a good time.
And let me just always remind people, and John will remind us of this many a time. Number one,
Mm-hmm.
service animals are, I think, was it last year or the year before?
It wasn't last year.
There
There was no issue with service animals last year.
No, there wasn't. So it was. I know it's dogs are accepted.
Well, maybe there was, but it
service
wasn't
animals.
Dragon Con's problem.
But are any other? You're not helping.
I
So I know dogs are accepted as service animals, Todd. I seem to remember something about ponies or miniature horses.
Miniature horses. The ADA classifies a service dog as either a dog or a miniature horse. Okay.
So,
as you would. Not to belittle anybody that has a miniature horse, but the law, being a service dog, calling a miniature horse a dog is where I'm confused. But go on.
Don't worry about that part.
Well, be lucky because they were considering monkeys and they got like tossed out of the regs at the last minute. So
as a service dog.
Monkeys,
yes,
whoa,
as a service animal.
Animal, okay.
Remember. Because
right.
prior to that, it was any domesticated animal.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad about the monkeys because I said it while y'all were talking, and I'll say it again. Monkeys throw poop. Like, great
you've been
examples of it everywhere.
You've been to the zoo then?
Well, I've been to the zoo, but I also used to work with people who would work with lab animals. And I would always say, oh, it has to be really difficult to work with the rats or the mice. And they're like, oh, no, the rats, the mice, anything else is great except for the monkeys. And I was like, well, the monkeys, they look nice. I mean, do they bite? And they're like, no, they throw poop. Although they did not use the term poop.
Right.
We are going to use the term poop because
yes,
so,
we are. Well, we're on a family-oriented podcast, aren't we?
We're trying our best.
Yes,
absolutely. Yeah. Trying our best.
But okay, so this does not mean your emotional support cat or peacock, because I heard somebody trying to get on a plane once with a big old peacock, which are also mean.
Now, I want to be clear that service animals, you are correct. Service animals are allowed anywhere in Dragon Con. Assistance animals, which include the support animals that you're talking about, are only allowed in your hotel room and only if the hotel permits you to have them.
Right.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Right. So very important to remember that.
Yeah. And I do know Hilton overall makes it a point that all of their hotels allow support animals. So, but if you're curious, contact your hotel directly. It's
absolutely
on their website. So it would be that. Now, but you said something about this year's going to be different because of the caps we're making with seats. And what is going to be different with that with a reasonable accommodation this year?
Well, remember that the seating that's available for people with disabilities is based on a percentage of the available seating in any given room. So what happens is if the available seating in any given room goes down, so does the availability for disability seating.
Okay.
Right. As we all know, if we read the Dragon Con Facebook feed, we're decreasing ballroom and panel room sizes by 1/3. So that means the available seating for people with disabilities is going to be reduced by 1/3.
All right.
Now, the way I'm going to say this to you guys is there's no way for us to handle that without a hard cap in terms of being able to manage it and in terms of being able to be fair to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Just like everybody else that's out there watching this podcast. I live in New York. My girlfriend, who also is a volunteer for Disability Services, and we've been looking forward to coming back to Dragon Con and seeing our people.
Yes.
We miss
Can't
you,
wait.
right? And I have every confidence that every person that got a membership feels the same way. But let's remember that maybe the primary thing this year is to kind of get together with your people and have a good time, right? And try to remember that when you're trying to get to your panels, that everybody's going to try and get to a panel.
Right.
I say every year, there's going to be something that's going to happen that's going to displease everyone, right? No matter who you are, something's going to happen. You're not going to be happy.
Right.
This particular case for people with disabilities, it's going to be a bit more of a challenge. So think ahead, plan ahead. Okay.
Right.
And remember that the joy here is to be with your fellow fans and celebrate. So if you don't make a panel, get a bunch of people you know together, watch it on Dragon Con TV.
There you go.
Right. Especially the virtual con, the work that they did for closed captioning last year was absolutely fantastic.
They were wonderful. Right? Yes, it was absolutely.
I wholeheartedly support that. We just want to be able to make sure that everybody has a good time, that after 2 years you come, you get to be with your peeps, and you get to celebrate this thing we call fandom.
That's right.
So, now my job go ahead. Sorry.
Well,
your
I was going to ask, as we're talking about the room sizes going down, we are also, I think there's also going to be something going on with like some seat line caps. So
well, that's what we're talking about.
That's all of this is about.
They're doing hard caps for all seating, and this year they include disability seating in the hard cap system.
Okay,
so what they're going to do is they're going to say, all right, you got X percentage of seats in the room need to be for people with disabilities. Here's that number, right? When when our waiting areas get filled with that number, that's it. Everybody else, we're going to send home. Metaphorically speaking, back to your rooms, to your next activity, whatever you want to do. But I can't get you into that panel area once I reach that threshold number.
And understand, we're talking about disability services, but this is going to go all over the con. So This is a great reason, especially for main programming and the really big ballroom stuff, to get that virtual Dragon Con membership. It's $10. Whether you're a member, already a member or not, you don't have to be coming to con to get the $10 price now. It's everybody pays $10. So you can already get those online at the Dragon Con store. So please think about doing that, especially for the main rooms. We are going to be getting one because, of course, my husband will want to see Shatner, and he will very likely want to watch Shatner more than once. So we'll be taking that sucker home so you can watch, the captain whenever he was.
Yeah, because the streaming, many people don't realize, goes on for the entire year. It lasts you for an entire year. So you can go back and watch things later at your leisure. There might be some, now fair warning, there might be some stuff that is live on Dragon Con TV that you would get through streaming, and you have to watch it at the time that it occurs or during its replay during the actual con time, and might be dropped off of video on demand after the con. My understanding, due to contractual reasons.
Issues. Yes, that is correct.
But those are they're going to be in the bigger convention, the bigger things, but guests. But those are not as many as you would think they would be.
And those are the exceptions, not the rules. The ones that they cannot keep on the streaming service going forward. So that's good. Okay, because I just all of a sudden saw the seat line caps, which is line caps. So I was thinking there's going to be a number of people in line waiting, and we're going to do that. But we're not doing it there. We're doing it when you get in the room. And for John, because I know everybody else will be able to figure this out. John, if you're keeping only 2/3 of a room, Okay, let's say you have 100 seats. How many seats would there be if it's only 2/3?
100 seats and there's 2/3. 66.666.
Ding, 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 ding.
There you go.
Yep.
So
Now,
So the unfortunate part is that someone's going to have to be sliced in half. Well,
well,
into
yeah,
a,
in
to a
0.666666. Yeah.
which is the thing that we've been not trying to tell anybody at Dragon Con. I thought that was supposed to be a secretly, but I guess you've let it out now. Rob does say, Todd, by the way, you guys do great work. Thanks for making the con accessible and safe. They actually put a question mark at the end of safe, but they did clarify it later with an exclamation point.
He hasn't ridden some of the ramps on the streets outside of the hotel, so I'll give him the question mark. I'll play that game.
that's always good.
And Steve was promised there would be no math, so
Sorry. Well, Steve, I didn't ask you math. I asked John math.
Steve, you didn't have to provide the answer. It's okay. You're fine.
I just asked John.
besides it's he's Canadian, so if it's not an even 10, they don't understand it.
Yeah, I know. If it's
That's
not
a
in
metric
metric, it just doesn't work. Okay, there we go. So,
All right.
now, Todd, the other thing
Yes.
is that disability services. So, if you do need one of these 4 exemptions, a disability badge, disability services for one of those 4 reasons, or you need to talk to somebody about your assistance person.
Right.
Where
you have
do
a
they
disability-
go talk to you?
You have a disability issue. There's 3 ways to handle it. Right.
3.
The major way, the way we prefer,
Mhm.
is that if you go and see us in the basement of the Sheraton, that's where the headquarters of disability services is. If for some reason you can't get there, because we know there are a lot of people that can't get there,
Yeah.
right?
It's hard to get this. Year.
On Thursday and Friday, right, we have someone available at Eternals that can do most of the same things that we can do at disability services in the Sheraton.
And the Eternals area has been in the Hyatt. If that changes,
No, the Eternals area has been in the Marriott.
Yeah, I actually do know that. Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
That's
Eternals-
right. Sorry,
Eternals
it's
registration's in the Marriott.
It
Yeah,
is
No,
Marriott.
see, if you do that, Lee, my girlfriend's going to get lost when she goes there, and then where are we going to be?
Marriott.
Not in the Marriott, apparently.
No, apparently not.
Marriott.
No.
Not the Hyatt, the Marriott. See, I
Now,
was thinking it was on the hotel where Regina was, but now
I knew where something was. I knew where something was.
Right.
I'm so proud of
Now,
you, John.
during the convention, right, you have an emergency, you can't get to the Sheraton, you can't get to the Eternals area, go to the main ballroom in the building where you're at. Hyatt, Marriott, Hilton, Westin.
And Sheraton.
Right, and
If
Sheraton.
there's
Well,
an emergency for sure.
right.
Yeah.
There's a disability services person there who will do their best to help you. And if they can't, what they're going to do is call me.
Yeah.
And my job, and Lee has seen me do it, is ride around Dragon Con until my wheels smoke, right? Stop and help people out.
And he wouldn't let me ride on the back. I wasn't going to do anything but go wee all the way, but he wouldn't let me.
I'm going to get somebody with a power chair to come over. You can step up and get on the motor and go wee. I will do that for you, because not for nothing, we want a photo of that. We want to put that up here, don't we?
Sure, especially right as I fall on
Right
my
behind me.
purpose and break something. That will be hilariously funny.
Now, I
Maybe
noticed,
I-
John, earlier you were talking about COVID, and I was
holding
not
off on this question.
I was not surprised
Mm-hmm.
by the announcement today. And you guys got to know that for me, as a disability services volunteer, this isn't politics, guys. It's public health. The people that we're working with are all of the immunocompromised or the other comorbid. That's a really great word. Also
Morbidity.
dead.
Yeah.
Right. Comorbid conditions, right? Also dead conditions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're working with these people every day. So as much protection as we can get from potential exposure is good for us, right?
Mhm.
We all joke about coming to the con and getting con crud,
Mm-hmm.
right? Well, we don't want to catch this con crud. We don't want, and we certainly don't want to lose anyone,
Mhm.
right?
That would be absolutely heartbreaking.
So whatever your political bent might be, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get vaccinated if you're not. Please get a test if you can't.
Right.
And if, right, that's an issue because of a medical condition,
Medical.
medical condition.
Medical.
For this particular thing, including the exemption on needing to wear a mask,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to be looking for medical information from a licensed healthcare provider that has your name on it,
Right.
right?
Yep.
3
Right.
points. One, that it talks about the condition. One, that it deliberately talks about, not wearing a mask or doing this thing with regard to testing. And the
Mm-hmm.
third thing is that it relates to you,
Right.
right?
Right.
And
Sorry.
will provide the reasonable accommodation. Now,
Right.
for those people that are really worried about it, okay, for the record, we are not keeping your medical information. We will write down the things that we need to know and keep it in our records
Mm-hmm.
in the event that someone asks us later.
Mhm.
But we're going to look at the letter. We're going to make sure that the stuff is genuine, but you're going to get that stuff back.
Right. And
Right.
now that's validation for COVID. What do I have to bring if I just need one of those for security? Disability services.
There are people that bring us medical documentation.
Mhm.
We do the same thing with that I just talked about. We're doing with this, but for those things, for the common disability related activities,
Right.
okay, we're going to take it on faith because we're going to assess what it is that you need based on what it is that you tell us.
Exactly.
Right. And for those people that have never done it before, our staff is really nice. We try and do it quietly and discreetly. And believe it or not, you can tell us anything, right? Because there are some people that want to give us the unvarnished truth about their disability experience. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
If giving me that information helps me get you the best accommodation that you need, I'm okay with that.
Right. Now, also, one of the things too is to remember, folks, that just because you can't see a disability doesn't mean a person doesn't have one.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to use myself as an example because I brought it up a lot. I have a neurological issue right now that causes problems with my spine. This is not a bad back. This is actually nerve-ish related. And I really can't stand for very long periods of time. So I might need an accommodation, and actually got one that said that if I were standing in line for a ballroom, I could sit down to wait instead of being in the line. That's really all I needed. But
Gonna give you a real common one we get all the time,
sure.
right? People with anxiety, right?
Oh, yeah.
And because that they're dealing with anxiety, they might be taking medication. Medication has side effects. Side effects that do things like deal with balance or deal with gastrointestinal. You take a med, and sometimes when you gotta go, right?
Mm-hmm.
The perfect reason for a scene in line end of row sticker, because when you gotta go. You don't want anybody standing in your way between you and the exit.
No.
Right? Happens all the time.
There you go. So yeah, and those are the kind of things that you're not going to see. You don't see things like that, folks. So let's just, again, as we've said, be patient, be polite, and don't be a jerk.
And right. And for my non-disabled friends out there, the one other COVID issue that we get to talk about. We talk about this every year. It's John. It's a word which starts with E. It's a thing that goes up and down.
Elevators. Actually, we even have a question.
Yeah, right.
Also, how will elevators work? Well, Rob, elevators will always work as they always have. There's a pulley system. You press a button, and it comes to you, and then you get in, and it goes up or down.
And maybe they're counterweighted, but that's not what he's talking about right now.
Oh, that's not
Right.
No.
Surely the elevators will work. Of course they'll work, but don't call me Shirley. I think what he's talking about is how they're going to work in
Wait,
COVID.
hold on a second, Todd. You have just jinxed every elevator
yeah.
by saying they're gonna work. So I'm telling everybody it's your fault for that.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Just FYI. So there you go.
So,
Yes. How do
But the
elevators
thing-
work?
but the thing with COVID is every venue decides for themselves how the elevators will work in the venue.
Okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
So we won't know. I mean, we're having those conversations now. So as that information comes in, if there's a reason to be updated, I'll get back on with you guys and say, let's do 60 seconds and talk about elevators.
Sure. Perfect.
But
Good.
but I'm always good with best practice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same as every year, guys, right? If you don't need to use an elevator, don't. Right?
Especially this year. I mean, really.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Right? Because we expect that there's going to be, at least in one hotel, that there will be a limit on the number of people allowed to be in an elevator at one time. And if that's true,
Mhm.
that means that there's going to be a lot of people standing in a really close space around an elevator
For a
waiting
long period of time.
to get in
very
one.
long period of time. Right.
Right. So
Yeah.
again, this is that whole thing for my fellow disabled fans. This is about planning ahead.
Mm-hmm.
For my non-disabled fellow fans, this is me saying, guys, if there's any year out of any of them that I can say, use extra time, use extra thought, it's this one.
Mm-hmm.
Because guys, when I'm in my chair, I don't have a choice.
Nope.
Right? Believe it or not, in my wheelchair in the owner's manual, there's a section called escalators. Right? How to use a wheelchair on an escalator. I'm thinking, this is great. Let me find out how to do it. It's in the center of the book. When you open it, it's a big red box that says, nope, don't do it. We refuse to take any liability if you attempt to use this wheelchair on an escalator. Don't
That's
do
what
it.
they say for strollers too, folks. So don't
Right.
be mean to people. Right.
So
Yeah.
the thing is, I don't have that option.
Nope.
Right? Now, mind you, I walk around with a backpack that carries enough for a small disaster kit because I never know when I'm going to be able to get in the elevator to get back to my room.
Yeah.
But this isn't just about being kind to people with disabilities. This is being kind to your fellow fans.
Yep.
Because enclosed space, potential exposure, guys, let's all think ahead.
And do note that not only are there stairs that will get you from like a ballroom to a main level, there are stairs that will get you between floors for hotel rooms.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't just have to find the big carpeted stairs that are right beside the escalator. There are many, many other stairs that you can go up and down. It's
Right.
always kind of been a Dragon Con rule of thumb. This is not written anywhere. Walk one up, walk two down. You might
Right.
need to think about it for those of us who can, that if you could walk up, I don't know, 2 or 3 and walk down 5, that might be a great idea too. Because all of
Haley,
the hotels have stairs that you can
I
do.
want to go to a panel about the Hunger Games. I don't want to participate in it.
There we go.
Okay?
Mhm.
we did have a couple of other questions too.
Goody.
Jump right in, John.
How will you regulate holding seats?
Okay, so any person with a disability who gets under that cap, right?
Mhm.
They're allowed to have a companion with them.
Okay.
A is a very serious thing. We talk about one. While I will do my best not to separate minor children from their families, with the way the counts go in this post-COVID arena, right? The
Not
only
post
thing
yet,
I
but
can
yes.
enforce is one, right?
Mhm.
So we will hold one for everybody that we can appropriately let in the room, right?
Right.
But when we reach the cap, we reach the cap.
Go ahead, Lee.
Well, no, and I was going to say that, there's always been this, rumor around Dragon Con that if you have a disability badge, you can get all your friends in with you to sit. That is not the case.
Nope.
It is not.
It's as true, Lee, I'll correct you. It's as true as The Rock showing up to Dragon Con this year.
It is just as true as The Rock being an official guest of Dragon Con this year.
That's fabulous. And when I talk to Dwayne, I'll tell him you said that.
That's right. You know what? If Dwayne wants to be upset with me when he's not on the official list, I would love to talk to Dwayne about, or Mr. Johnson, because he's probably much bigger than me. Well, actually, I know he's much bigger than me, both height and could crush me. I will chat with him about how we can get an application all set up. But right now, that's exactly right, John. Zippo zero zil of credibility on either one of those two things. So don't get all funky about that.
Yeah, it's how we talked about at the beginning. It's reasonable accommodation, and it's equal accommodation essentially.
Right, you're leveling the playing field, and the story is it's going to be difficult for everybody this year, right?
Or Todd, as you usually like to say, everybody gets to be as miserable as
yes, that's right. That's right.
Else.
It's my job to make you as miserable as any non-disabled Dragon Con attendee. That's my job.
There you go. And again, that's what Todd says, not me.
Lori asks, do we know if the sky bridges will be available?
I have no information that they will not be. Right.
And I didn't see anything on today's update that said they would not.
There was a conversation about congregating at or near the sky bridges, and they're going to be limiting that. Okay. So, but I think the sky bridges are still going to be there for movement.
Okay. Jerry does remind us that this year more than any other year, follow the golden rule. Don't be he crossed out, but it's a dick.
Yeah.
If you think the restrictions are too much for you, stay home. This is not the year to push limits on things. I mean, I don't want to be as blunt as Jerry, but yeah, if this is definitely not the year to push the limit on things.
No, Jerry's my guy. I completely agree with that.
Yep.
Right?
That's a good one, Jerry.
And I have advised people with disabilities who come every year, if it's a problem for you, if you have any concern, stay home, watch it on TV. All right. Get on our Discord channel and talk about the experiences, right? Disability Services has their own Discord. We can provide information for that for you. We have a Facebook group. There are ways for you to interact with us, even if you can't come. We would love to hear from you.
We would, and I think that's the other thing too. Is as we talk about, you got to make the best decision for yourself. I have friends who went for years and years and years, and as Dragon Con got to a certain X number, we're like, it's just too much for me. I can't do it for my anxiety. I can't do it for. I think for one person, even though yes, there were disability services, they were like, it's 3 hotels. I just cannot. So that's many years ago when it was just 3 hotels and pretty much they were in a line. That happens, and you make the best decision for yourself and your family, and don't be a jerk.
If it means that you take off this year and I get to see you for the next 5 after that,
it's worth it.
Oh my God, go ahead and do that because the numbers add up.
Yeah, they do. Yep. And so there's that. Now, one of the other things though is remember something we talked about earlier, and I'm going to keep repeating this a lot. Medical exemptions. If you're saying you cannot wear a mask because of asthma or whatever, you gotta have a letter about you from a doctor explaining the condition and the reason for
right. Exactly. So, you keep talking about that because guys, that's what I'm going to be doing all weekend long is people are going to be putting letters in front of me.
Yep.
Right. And this is the part where I completely get it because, for example, I have people that are autistic that have what's called sensory problems, which means they can wear a mask for a while, but not always. Right? We have people with breathing difficulties where there's some difficulty getting air through the mask. Right? There can be many reasons for that to happen. But what I've found is if you go to the doctor, right, and you talk to the doctor and the doctor has to justify that, they're only really going to justify it if you really need it.
Oh, yeah.
This
That's
isn't,
very true.
guys, this isn't handicap parking. And any of my fellow disabled fans will know, what that statement means, right? This is a serious thing about your medical condition. So please,
Yeah.
okay?
That's exactly right. And they're very cool masks. You've still got time. We're about 2.5 weeks away from Dragon Con. Get on Etsy. Pay for expedited shipping. Get some cool masks. Bring them on. I'll be wearing my Sasquatch mask. So it's going to be awesome.
The Cybear says, yes, stay safe so we can be back again. We love our Dragon Con
We do.
family.
We want to see everybody.
For some reason, I ran out of breath halfway through that sentence. I don't know why.
No, I was on Etsy looking for Marriott carpet masks just the other day.
I got
Right?
one.
Absolutely.
I love it. And I am amazed where I can be and have that on and somebody will say, Dragon Con. I'm like, yep. And
That's
I
right.
have nothing else Dragon Con on except my Marriott
That's right.
ugly carpet mask. And they're all like, Dragon Con. Somebody in South Carolina did it just this weekend when we were at a conversation. I'm not joking. It was hilarious.
It's great.
So,
It's great.
It's
It's
awesome.
the cult of the Marriott carpet. All my Marriott cult people.
Oh, Lord. And the Cult of John
Uh-huh.
is at whatever hotel. Is that the
John,
Marriott
do you have a
too?
cult?
I have a cult. Yes.
Dude.
It's a cult of me.
Well, look, are you serving
Put
Kool-Aid to
googly
yourself?
eyes on
Are you serving Kool-Aid to yourself? We got to put a stop to this. Right? Yeah.
I don't know.
As both of us drink our adult Kool-Aid, which is
Yeah,
really
adult
good.
beverages, right.
John, if you get a stand-up of you and send it to me, I bet people will put googly eyes
Put googly
on
eyes
it.
on it. Of course, people will put googly eyes on it. They'll put googly eyes on anything. It's just- anything that's standing still at Dragon Con gets googly eyes on it.
Or lying down and sleeping still. We're going to put googly eyes on you somewhere, and nobody's going to tell you about it like they used to draw on your face in middle school when you go to sleepovers.
I do have a question as far as disability services hours. I know that they're having to clean out rooms on at certain points during the day. Is there times where disability services will be unavailable because that room has to be cleared, or is it only because ones where massive amounts of people are going through?
Well, in whatever schedule they're going to have to spell the rooms off so the rooms can be cleaned, there isn't going to be staff there, right? But you can always go to an information booth and have them ask for a disability services staffer, because they'll call us. They'll call me. They always do, or they'll radio me, because last few years they put a radio on my head so I can be part of the cult or part of the hive mind, right? So if you need help, we can help you get it, right? But it's very important that we know that the rooms are going to be alternating, so that there can be time to clean them, or once every couple of panels in the alternation, they're going to be cleaning them. Something like that schedule, I was told.
Yeah, all of the track rooms are going to be cleaned once a day during con hours, and that will be in the app. I know for X-Track right now, it is 4 p.m. And I said I knew that, and then all of a sudden I'm getting kind of dummy on it, but I'm pretty sure it's 4 p.m. And then overnight. So that's what they're also doing to all the big main panel hall rooms. Tech Ops just talked about how they're going to be cleaning mics between panels. They're doing their best.
Jenny's got your back, Lee. It's 4.
Thank you.
4 o'clock.
And, I would just like to say, Todd, this has nothing to do with disability services. Steve from Canada, as Jenny just put in the Facebook group, if we have a stand-up of John Boutel before con, We will have that up in the track room, and
I think
everybody.
I think the Canadians ought to send stand-ups to you, standees to you.
Well, they should send them for themselves too, because I'll put them in
That's what I'm
chairs.
saying.
Right. But yes, I also think that if we got a stand up of John Boutel, the unique geek, and put it in the extract room, I bet they're gonna be some googly eyes.
Uh-huh.
Googly eyes.
This is
Anyway.
going to be fun to watch.
They make me so happy.
What
And
are
they'll
some
put
other?
it in
What are
spots
some
so we
other?
can put some googly eyes on it too.
What are some other common questions you get, Todd,
So
that we haven't covered thus far?
Well, a lot of common questions have to deal with my Steve, with my disability. What do you think my reasonable accommodation is going to be?
Mm-hmm.
I try to say to people, when you think about that, hope for the best, plan for the worst. Give me the sense of your worst day, right? Because I'd rather give you something that says wheelchair seating on it so that you can get in the wheelchair and take it to go to a panel, versus somebody attempting to be brave and saying, well, all I need is seat in line, end of row. And then in the middle of convention, you didn't come back to me and ask again for another sticker. While I will absolutely do that, this is all about planning ahead. So the other common things that we've already talked about, the disability services area is loaded in the first segment after the previous panel room empties, right? So it's really important, if you got to be there as soon as you can with the level cap, right? But the thing I'm going to be looking for is to figure out how to stage my loading about 10 minutes before the panel ends, right? So it's really important that you have your minion with you, the convention word for companion. You have your minion with you, and you know where it is that you need to be seated, because our folks will try to voice over the din, whether it's in the Hyatt or the Marriott by way of example, and say, okay, first we're going to seat these people, because it does go in an order, right? First, we bring the wheelchairs in to seat them, because they're the longest to get like parked and locked and ready to go and out of the aisle, right? Then we bring the sightlines people in to make arrangements for the interpreters and the things that need to happen. Then it's the seat in line, end of row, and the proximity people. And they all come in at once and they find their seats. Only when everybody's loaded does that loading start. So the faster I can get that process to work, the faster that panel room gets loaded, and the faster that track starts. And Lee knows exactly how that works. Right?
And the panels will start on time. That is the rule. Of when it says it's going to start at 5 o'clock, it's going to start at 5 o'clock. And the reason for that being, I'm sorry, not 5 o'clock. It says it's going to start at 1 p.m. It's going to start at 1 p.m. because, especially with Dragon Con TV and especially with Dragon Con being a virtual members only con as well, we got to get you in and out of there, and we got to start on time and end on time. So we only have an hour. So listen and follow directions when they're bringing you in, because that's important. Be listening.
Now, interpreters are provided at Dragon Con for those people who are deaf who require interpreters. That's a special process that you work with Sheraton on, right? And that's what those seats are for, that we kind of pull out and put next to the stage area. That's the interpreter, right? It's their job to interpret everything they hear. This is a special message for all these people who don't know. Interpreters must interpret everything they hear. So if you say something dumb where the interpreter can hear it, the deaf person in front of you will find out.
And that's often also why not just can the person up on the main stage in some of those big panel rooms not hear somebody saying a question if they just shout it out. They got to say it in the microphone. It's also so the interpreter can hear that question as well.
And I haven't brought this up in a couple of years, but one more thing for the fans out there. When we talk about no flash photography, for the disability services people, this actually means something because we've had people go into epileptic seizures sitting in ballrooms because once we turn the lights down and people turn their flashes on, the flash becomes a strobe and someone has a seizure and it becomes a problem. Not only does it affect them, but anybody around them and all of my staff and medical people. It's crazy. So if you're going to take photos in low light, right, get a camera that can handle low light without a flash.
Right.
No flash photography.
No flash photography. And as John has pointed out, and other people have in the past, I think Tech Ops has even said this, that from where you are in the con up to the stage, when you're in that audience, unless you are 5 feet, 10 feet in front of that stage, flash isn't going to do anything for you anyway. So don't worry about it. Also remember, in the big rooms, there will be 2 screens. So if somebody says they have to have, what is it, line of sight?
Proximity. Proximity is 50 feet from stage or screen.
Right. And so
sight lines is for something that says unobstructed. And really, that's only for the people needing sign language interpreting because they have to have unobstructed.
There you go. So there will be big screens in all those rooms. If you're like, oh, I got to take a lot of pictures because I won't be able to see this panel. No, you will, because we've got 2 gigantic screens in most of the big ballrooms.
Most
and
of the ballrooms.
See it from wherever you are. It's awesome.
Now, I hate to go back to this topic again, but the topic of masks, and hopefully this is the only year that we ever have to talk about this.
Oh,
right.
Although, I know most people are like, you know what? Con with a mask might not be a bad idea just in general. But beyond that, so will there be, and I don't want to go into any too many specifics because I don't want anybody to try and be a jerk around this whole thing, but is there a different designating sticker for that versus the other?
I'm gonna tell you that the convention is taking special care to designate that accommodation separate from any of the others.
Okay.
So that nobody can be a jerk about it.
Right.
Good.
Okay. And so my point being is that my concern would just be that somebody isn't wearing a mask and then they're constantly being harassed because of it, and there's no obvious.
No, there's going to be a very clear indicator on the badge about that.
All right.
And guys, that's kind of the reminder, right? It's the same thing that Lee was talking about with disabilities that are hidden. If you see a sticker, if you see the sticker, even if you see whatever the mask exemption sticker turns out to be, right? Recognize that even if you don't see it, there might be a disability at play.
Yep.
Right? Think about that before you decide to play the con version of Road Rage, right? And snap at somebody as they're going by, on the sky bridge. Happens to me all the time, right?
Yeah. Don't do it.
I get it, and we want people to protect themselves. We want people to have a good time, right?
Yep.
We're going to make sure that if there's a medical exemption, that you're going to be able to see that, right? So if you see it on the badge, hopefully you haven't revved yourself up too far. But if not, right, put the brakes on.
Yeah. Again, just in general this year, just be chill. Seriously.
Seriously.
Just be the dude. Just be the dude.
The dude abides, man.
The dude abides. And I don't care if that means you want to wear a bathrobe, all the con over your clothes.
As long as you got a mask.
As long as you got a mask and you're abiding, we're good with that. I also want to say one other thing about wheelchairs. My husband a few years ago came to con right after he'd had knee surgery. And 2 things to think about. Number 1, he thought, well, even if I take the wheelchair, I won't need to sit in the wheelchair because I'll just be able to stand up for a little bit and hop over to a seat. Well, again, he thought that, but guess what? It didn't work because when you do have to leave, you have to go back and get in that.
You got to do the reverse.
Right.
Right.
The other thing is, if you are somebody who is just in a wheelchair for a very short amount of time and con is the first time you've had to be in it, look into renting one of the little electric the
Yeah,
electric ones to be there.
from our friends at Scoot Around, located almost always right across from our main office at Disability Services.
And you can order one now. You can reserve one now and pay for it. But
Right.
he was very, as Todd said, he won't let me just stay on the back and yell "wee" as we go down that big hill from the Weston to the Sheraton.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, and actually, I wouldn't want to do that. That would be terrifying. But hold on a second. But he thought, oh, I'll be fine. I don't need the electric help. I'll just be able to roll all over. By day one of con, he was not a happy person.
No.
So even if you're really in great shape and your upper body looks like The Rock, you might still want to think about it.
Who may or may not be appearing at DragonCon this year.
All we can say is that if he is not wearing a mask, he has gone through disability services and had
That's right.
medical needs,
That's exactly what we're saying.
I do want to know.
needs verified, and he's not on the official guest list.
And by the way, The Rock says wear a mask.
And
That's right. He does.
So I would listen to him. Okay. So is there anything else we've left off, Todd, while we have gone around?
No, we have talked about all the majors. We've covered it all.
Goody. All right. So then that's it. We're gone. We don't
We got our game.
No.
We got our game.
We got a game. And what is the game?
Play the crazy.
Todd, I just sent you. It's obviously go to jackbox.tv on some device or a tab or on your thing, and then I sent you the room code.
One second here while I
in our little private chat.
And as soon as that's done, I will open it up for the folks that are watching at home. I presume you're at home. You might not be at home. Who knows?
No. Can I tell you something I just realized about 2 games ago?
What? There's more than one question when you get Quiplash prompt?
That's number 1. Number 2 is I don't always have to have my keyboard.
John, where'd you send it?
Oh, it's in the private chat of
it's StreamYard. Here I'm a dope.
No.
There we go.
I didn't realize you didn't have to have your caps lock on when you put in the room code.
Yeah, no.
Because Jackbox makes it all caps anyway. And I was like, oh, oops. But I did it, John. I'm in there.
And what is the... Oh, there it is.
There it is.
As soon as we see Todd in there, I'll go ahead and open it up for everyone. There we go.
What am I?
Whatever.
And of course, here we go.
Put in this room code to play. TZNE.
You want to bring up that screen, John?
Yep, here it comes. Up.
Here it comes.
It's also scrolling across the.
There you go. So, did you need me here also to remind you about?
And the room code is TZNE.
That is sort of what happened. To be honest with you, Lee, I forgot that I needed to go set up the game. Well, everyone's. Oh, hey, we're there. Okay, so we can start the game.
Right,
and.
3, 2, 1.
Blushy McBlusher.
Come on in. It's time for Quiplash 3. The quips of our fathers. I'm Schmitty, and I'll take the shaking of your fists as a sign that you want to start the game. If you didn't make it in, get yourself into the audience. Enter the room code and vote, vote, vote. This is round 1. You'll answer 2 prompts on your device in any way you want,
Lee.
and then each of your responses will square off against someone else's. The remaining players vote on their favorite. Easy, right? Oh yes, points. You score points based on the percentage of voters who like your answers. Clear enough? Sure hope so. Let's go.
I know.
Unfortunately, today's are not Dragon Con related. They're more generalized. But you feel free to answer them in a Dragon Con manner, which is cool and with swelling feet and sweaty foreheads and and I'm moderating.
Sorry, prompt number 2 has made me giggle.
So far, these are brilliant, as our audience normally is. And in some ways, sad as well. As a reminder, you can send us your questions. Oh, we did have some questions that we did want to answer, but I don't think we have time today. Oh, someone put a comment out there. Let me just make sure. Jenny points out that I need you here to do all the things, Saturday Lee.
Time's almost up. Hurry.
All the things?
All of the things.
That's really sad. Done.
Come on, Jenny.
Jenny, there's 2 prompts. See, I can say this.
Moderation is wrapping
hey,
up. I can
that's
read you
me.
my screenplay about a ghost detective if you'd like.
Yeah.
No?
No.
What do you
All
say?
right, there we
Shall
go.
we?
I got it.
Let us set sail with a terrible Mother's Day gift.
So the options are a Happy Father's Day
The
card
winner.
or Klingon forehead ridges. A terrible Mother's Day gift. A Happy Father's Day card or Klingon forehead ridges. Vote now. Vote often.
Way to go, Gabe.
And Gabe wins with a Happy Father's Day card.
Come on, forehead
And
ridges
next,
suck.
the next Pixar movie will be about a talking blank.
Giant tree or COVID molecule.
Vote for your favorite.
I don't know if I hate or love that.
Actually, I kind of love both, in all honesty. I think
The next Pixar movie will be about a talking giant tree or COVID molecule. COVID molecule won all the things.
and I gotta tell, I think it was,
Pal family.
no, who was the other one? The giant tree?
Yeah.
Any other
dish
time that
gets
would have
you
won.
Uninvited from future potlucks.
The dish that gets you uninvited from future potlucks. Soylent
And now, pick your favorite.
or potato salad with grapes. Oof.
Oh my god, who would do that?
The dish that gets you uninvited from future potlucks. Soylent Green or potato salad with grapes.
Is there even a potato salad with grapes recipe? I hope not.
Vote now. Ooh, split the room.
50.
Potato salad with grapes ekes it
One
out.
because the
Next
audience,
round,
yeah.
Because the audience, yeah.
The best name for a mom gang.
The best name for a mom gang. Don't make me call your father.
Decisions. Choose
or-
your favorite.
Live, laugh, lovers. Live, laugh, lovers. The best name for a mom gang. Now, one of those might. Never mind. Family outing.
I would just like to say that for my mom gang, it would have been your father already called me because I already know.
Steve went. Well, it's split. It literally split.
Yeah, really close though.
Your last thought before passing into the afterlife.
Did they actually say they are going to miss me? Baba Booey or Baba Booey.
I like a
Did
vote.
they
And
actually say they are going to miss me or Baba Booey? One of
I
the,
hate to tell
that's a little
people this.
sad.
There are potato salad recipes
With grapes?
With grapes.
and all I want to do is I'm vomiting in my mouth a little. I like
And
Baba Booey.
next
I'm
is-
sorry.
Did they say they're actually
The
missing me?
weirdest celebrity demand in a writer contract. The green room must have blank.
And Dorian Brand.
Pick your favorite quip.
Okay, so
And what is this guy's problem with potato salad?
a
That's like
hot tub full of potato salad, or Endorian brandy and dancing Twi'leks. I always never know how to pronounce it.
Lily,
Twi'leks and dancing Twi'leks. First of all, I know which one I want, but apparently, hot tub full of potato salad wins.
people like my
Next
Endorian
one
branding and dancing Phillips.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it blank. Okay, choose your favorite.
Build a. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it build a boat and sail, or kick you. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it build a boat and sail, or kick you.
You can make a horse kick you. And it hurts. Todd, it hurts.
Well, I had better with the other one.
Your other one was great.
Build a boat
Yeah.
and sail won that one.
And now, revenge is a dish best served blank.
With potato salads made out of grapes.
Yeah.
Time to pick the one you
Uh,
like best.
Revenge is a dish best served savagely or at room temperature. Both are brilliant. Like,
Both are pretty darn brilliant, gotta say.
revenge is a dish best served savagely or at room temperature. At room temperature ekes it out.
Revenge is a dish best served
Round
with
one is but a
potato salad
memory.
drink.
Let's see those
And a hot tub.
scores.
All right, let's see who's winning. Pal Family. Pal Family is almost running away with it.
Pal family.
Round two is here. The points are doubled, so try to bring it, okay?
All right, those playing, you should get 2 more prompts on your device there. And as a reminder, we do have a third round, which is the Thriplash. And I get to, again, I laugh because I get to preview these.
Whoa! Oh, no, I know. Wait.
We're not going anywhere.
People seem to be giving these a lot more thought.
There's seconds left. Use a safety quip if you have to.
Oh. You don't want to misspell something, John. Well,
It happens.
a lot.
Let's do this.
The moderator is on top of it this time.
And the first
job, Larry.
prompt is Spider-Man's secret guilty pleasure.
Watching spiders build a web or Goo Gone.
There's so many.
Spider-Man's guilty pleasures. Thank you for keeping it PG, by the way, everyone. Spider-Man's guilty pleasure is watching spiders build a spider web. Watching spiders build a web or Goo Gone. And Pal Family wins that one with Goo Gone.
I'm sorry, if we were playing this after 10 p.m., that would have
Next.
many different answers.
That would have many different answers.
Inscription on a pirate's headstone.
Common inscription on a pirate's headstone. R.I.P. Also, why is all the rum gone? And my peg leg, you got slip. Wait, arg!
I'm betting
It's
that.
okay. We
Won't.
caught
Won't.
we caught the spelling mistake.
Yeah.
We know it's won't slip. We
Won't
understand.
slip. It's good. Good. I'm glad somebody else got it because I didn't.
I got a quick flash.
I was trying to figure out what the heck that was.
Thank you, Todd.
Okay, what's next?
I like Todd.
Name of a new
one.
TikTok dance the kids are wild about.
Name of a new TikTok dance the kids are wild about.
Okay, everybody, pick your favorite quip.
The Batusi. Or the. Okay. What is this word? The Kansakta walk?
I don't know what that is.
The Kongsta walk.
The Consta walk. The Consta walk or the Batusi. I'm too old to know what. Well, I know what the Batusi is, but I'm not sure if the Consta walk is a real thing or not.
Sorry, Jimmy.
Oh, somebody come there.
And here we have.
It's an actual TikTok
No,
dance, apparently.
Really, what is love?
No, really. What is
All right,
love?
choose your favorite.
A 4-letter word or hurt me. Really? No, really. What is love? A
Again,
4-letter
John.
word or
Much different
Hurt me.
questions, much different answers if we did this after 10 p.m.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Just something to think about.
4-letter word wins.
Todd, that was just good.
Hey.
Oh, hurt me
Let's
was
keep it
pretty
going.
darn good too.
Yes.
The main quality that producers are looking for in a reality TV show participant. Now it gets real. Pick your favorite.
The two possibilities there for a main quality that producers are looking for in a reality TV show participant are a broken family history, yes, or not reality. Those are the two things. Ooh, looks like we split the room. Comes down to the audience. The audience goes with Patrico.
Not reality. Although that one was
Next
Not
close.
reality.
What calm Hulk down? Okay, everybody, pick your favorite quip.
I'm going to take a guess and say one of these is from the Canadian. Maybe. So what calm Hulk down is a big bowl of pot or aromatherapy?
See, now for the big bowl of pot, for whoever that answer was, I would have went Hulk Toke.
Let's see if I was right. Oh, it was Lee. I thought it was Lee wins with a big bowl of pot.
That is a play
Without
from
further
Tony
ado.
Stark.
Poets be like.
Okay.
Now it's time to vote for your favorite.
Poets be like meter, verse, stanza, or poets be like rhyming. That's the most you're getting out of me from that.
Yeah, yes,
That
that's
would
it.
be,
That's it.
top there.
Done.
Good idea.
Meter, verse, stanza, or rhyming.
Oh, and we have another person in the audience. Thanks for coming.
And thanks for splitting the room. Ryman
Moving
wins.
right along. The least helpful tip in Sun Tzu's The Art of War. Decisions. Choose your favorite.
Don't forget the potato salad bombs is the least helpful tip in Sun Tzu's Art of War. Or don't talk about war
I
is the
bet
least helpful tip about Sun Tzu's The
whoever
Art of
has
War.
had like GI problems because of some bad potato salad, this is coming
No,
out.
I'm thinking, is he that guy that got into that that crowdfunding campaign for the potato salad, and he didn't
Maybe.
get his?
Maybe he didn't get it.
Yeah.
Don't talk about war one. All right.
Okay, only one round remains. Let's see how it's shaping up to this point.
Powell family was winning, and Lee has jumped into the lead.
It won't
Lee.
be here long. It won't
Come
be here.
inside and behold
Whiplash.
Whiplash.
Love it.
And behold a
Oh.
final round to end all rounds. You'll each get a prompt that needs 3 separate responses. You got this.
I think we should all just put potato salad in. Just saying.
Just 3 potato salads. we'll see how that comes out here. Okay, as a reminder, you can reach us at 50 days at theuniquegeek.com. That's 50 days at theuniquegeek.com. Also, you can leave a comment on our comment line, a voicemail on our comment line, something like that, at 813-321-0884, or also Jenny's favorite, 821-321, excuse me, 813-3210 and as Jenny pointed out, that's a porn phone number.
And since we're
Yes, it is.
And
We've
since
pointed
we're
that out many a time. Yes.
and since we're putting in the drops now, for anybody who has a disability service question that they couldn't answer here, or they want to ask in private, you just send an email to disabilityservices@dragoncon.org.
That's disabilityservices@dragoncon.org.
Tick-tock, time's almost up.
Lee.
Yeah.
I got it.
Lee. Lee.
Done.
She's in.
Just need a few more seconds
Oh.
for moderation to wrap.
There we go.
Let's get thrippin'.
All right, here we go.
Allow me to introduce my 3 toughest henchmen.
Oh.
Blank, blank, and blank.
Chuck, and Chuck, or Pee-wee, Sparkles, and John. Hey! How did I get hurt in this?
Voting time.
Allow me to introduce my 3 toughest henchmen. Blank, blank, and blank. Chuck, and Chuck, or Pee-wee, Sparkles, and John.
I am giving the lovely opera clap to the John.
How did I get hurt in this? You know what? Thank you, audience, for not giving Patricio the win, the
Sorry.
complete
3
win.
things your dating
They did win,
profile
but,
pick
you know.
better have if you want some lovin'.
Okay. 3 things your dating profile pic better have if you want some lovin'. Abs, Darth Vader helmet, and sweet porn stash, or kittens, a beard, and potato salad.
I want to split my vote. Oh.
Abs, Darth Vader helmet, sweet porn stash, or kittens, a beard, and potato salad for 3 things your dating profile pic better have if you want some lovin'.
That was hilarious. Thank you for people who did that.
Kittens, a beard, and potato salad win.
Like anger or denial, the 3 stages of grief that weren't mentioned by Kubler-Ross.
I can't wait.
Revenge, pets.
That would be revenge, petulant,
Now, pick your
hiding,
favorite.
or chocolate,
Chocolate, ice cream,
and
screaming.
Again, want to split the vote.
Like anger or denial, the 3 stages of grief that weren't mentioned by Kubler-Ross. Chocolate, ice cream, or screaming, or revenge, petulance, and hiding.
Thank you for splitting the vote.
Chocolate, ice cream,
The
Desperately
only
wanna
3
know.
things that can bring true happiness.
the only 3 things that can bring true happiness. Pot, the rock, and potato salad.
All right, vote for the one you like best.
Okay.
Marriott
Stop.
carpet mask, potato salad without grapes, or going wee in the what?
In the Westing Hill.
On the Westing Hill.
On the Westing Hill.
Weston.
Weston Hill.
The Weston Hill, right.
On the
Or
Weston Hill.
pot, the rock, and
Rock or potato salad. 3 things that bring true happiness. The pot, the pot, the pot, rock, or the potato salad. Oh, sorry.
Oh, Steve, I really like yours too.
Marriott carpet won, but I would have voted for
All
Steve.
the way down
Take a
West
deep
Hill,
breath and
baby.
behold the final scores.
Here we go.
I didn't do terrible on the third one. Holy cow!
Lee wins.
I don't suck. That's right.
None of you suck. Thank you,
None of y'all suck. It was so much fun.
folks playing with us. Appreciate that.
And remember, any questions you have for disability services that were not answered, which are probably many, disability services at
DragonCon.org.
It's also a lot of this information is on the website, DragonCon. DragonCon.org. I was about to say
DragonCon.org. Why would we lie to you?
No idea why. DragonCon.org.
And Todd, where are the two locations for the main disability services?
That would be the basement of the Sheraton or the Eternals registration area located in the Marriott.
Oh, here's a good thing about the basement of the Sheraton. They usually have a drink station out there and often food carts outside.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're worried about how long it's going to take, well, you go see a food cart.
And I look forward to seeing all of my fellow fans at DragonCon.
I
Yes.
can't wait to see you, Todd.
And if you can't be there virtually. Get your virtual DragonCon code now.
Absolutely.
No, we get no money from how many times we.
Yeah, we don't get any money.
Don't get any money.
No money.
What was that, Regina? Thanks. Appreciate it. Huh? No, I didn't get any money at all. All right. So until next time, for Todd, Lee, and all of our friends that have been participating with us tonight and watching, we love you. And until next time, this is John saying peace.
Mask up and bye.
This was a production of The Unique Geek. Call our comment line at 8133210TUG. That's 81332108884. Email us at thegeeks@theuniquegeek.com or 50days@theuniquegeek.com. Follow The Unique Geek on Facebook and Twitter. This podcast is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share-alike license.
Post credits, bye.
Jenny, that you just noticed that the phone number is a bad adult site. Phone number really makes
It's not an adult site.
It's not.
TUG is The Unique Geek. It just happens to spell tug, and it happens to be a countdown to tug.
John, I understand that, but that she has not recognized that until she was on.
Oh, I'm sure she knew.
Saturday. Or at least
John, we love you. It was a great choice. Come on, you know it. You know it, man.
It was an accident.
You
It was
did
a
it on
complete...
purpose.
All right, goodbye.
Big boy.